Science of Pretty makeup is very different from what you're using. You are probably using a silicone-based makeup. Ours is cream and wax-based, which is what professional makeup artists use. And I'm going to show you a full tutorial. We're going to do this without stopping in 10 minutes. I already applied the underpainting that I'm going to do with our light concealer and our dark concealer. These are also adjusters for our one foundation color. Yes, that's how different we are from everybody else. We only have one foundation color, and it can be adjusted to a quite dark complexion, or it can be adjusted to a very pale complexion with these lighteners and the darkener. And that is that can be applied to the foundation, or it can be applied under the foundation, or it can be applied over the foundation. So pro quality makeup is very versatile. It has high pigmentation, and it is cream and wax based, which is very different than, like I said, than silicone. I have a bruise on my head that this green jacket is really bringing out the pretty greens in my bruise from bumping my head. I feel like I'm officially getting old. I'm starting to do things like my mother does and bruise and bump my head. Okay, so we are underpainting. This is the scary part. Okay, so it's a little much, but we're going to go over this with our one color of foundation, and I'm going to show you how you could lighten it or darken it. And we're doing this all in one take so that you can see you can get this done in under 10 minutes. I'm using our Siren brush, which is out of stock right now, but it'll be back in a few weeks. I always get asked about this brush, and we are big fans. It is very efficient, it is very soft, and it does a really fast, efficient job of getting the makeup blended. It also does not hold on to a lot of product, so you can go from light to dark and creams to powders. It just doesn't hold on to very much at all. So there we go. We are still highlighted in the what we call the 11s. So these are your little 11s. These are the big 11s. And I like to teach people to highlight this way instead of this way. And we could go back and add in a little bit more. If this color wasn't right for me, I would just go back in and lighten it by adding a few dots of the light concealer, or adding a few dots of the dark concealer if I wanted a little bit more. So you can see I would just blend this all into my face and give me a perfect match. It will take you a little bit of time to figure out how much of this you need to make your perfect match. I'm just going to even that out over here with a little bit more of the brightener, and then we're going to set that with our setting powder. So this is called our custom complexion bundle, and it's the foundation, the lightener and the darkener, and our setting powder. So it's these 4 items right here, and I will link that in my bio. I'm sorry, link it in the corner in my TikTok shop. Okay, so this is what you get when you get a unedited version. You get all of my mistakes. Okay, so I'm tapping a little bit of our powder into the lid here. I'm going to use this little finger puff to brighten under the eyes. It's going to give me some blurring under the eyes, and it's going to protect under my eyes from fallout and from grabbing my skin from grabbing onto mascara. If you think that you can't use powder, it's because you're not exfoliating and you're not hydrating in 3 layers. So watch some other videos if you want to learn more about that. I just did a skincare video recently, so you can learn more about hydrating in 3 layers, and you can do that at home without buying any additional products. And you can do extreme exfoliation without buying any additional products as well. Okay, so now I'm going to use our warm matte dispenser brush. This is kind of a bronzer, and I'm going to tap it on the edge of the counter, and I'm going to give myself just a little bit of protection of the areas where I added the contour or the dark concealer. And this is a very safe bronzer. It does not have any glitz to it, and it starts out very light, but you can build it to a very tan level if you need to. You can see we just did the outside edges of the face. So we highlight the golden triangle, which is this area of the face right here, and we push back the rest of the face by contouring. So dark colors push things back and bright colors push things forward, and that feminizes the face. People tend to reward a feminized face as more trustworthy And whether that's fair or not, who knows, but that is the way that humans have been for a very long time. So you can use that to your advantage, or you can ignore it, but I'm going to use it to my advantage. This is our Ugly Duckling blush. It's a cream blush in a very sad little container, which is why it's called the Ugly Duckling, but it does become quite a beautiful swan on the face. This color is a true nude pink with a brown undertone. It also does not have any glitz, but it leaves a beautiful sheen, and it is very long lasting. So huge benefit there. Most cream blushes disappear very quickly. All right, let's see. Next, we're gonna do brows. I'm gonna take some time to put some brow gel in my brows and push them upward, because that is going to lengthen out my face. You can get about 10 pounds off of your face by pushing your brows upward. So if you've never used a brow gel before, this one is from NYX, and it's called their brow glue. I really, really like it. I also like to push my brow hairs down to my face and laminate them a little bit. That helps me see where I need to fill in. If you don't have thin brows, you might be able to skip this. And then we're going to use our blonde brow powder to do our brows. And I'm just going to use a little brush. This one will work just fine. I should have gotten all of these out, so I find myself a little bit rushing. I don't know if this is really possible in just 10 minutes. I can't remember the last time I tried to do this without editing. So I'm just going to push a little bit of that brow powder into my brows and not take the time that I usually take. I think sometimes I could take 10 minutes just on my brows, but that's just me because I can be a little bit fanatical about them. And you can see here we are getting a beautiful filled in brow, maybe not as fussy as I normally do, but they're there all the same. And our blonde brow powder is great for fair all the way up to medium brunettes, and maybe for dark brunettes and black hair, it's probably not the right brow color, but I am gonna use this on my eyelids to do a pushed back, I'm going to push back the hooded eye effect. So I'm going to perform a little blepharoplasty right before your very eyes. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of that blonde brow powder and put it in the crease. And we're going to go back and forth from tear duct to last eyelash. And then start moving the brush up. And you're going to be hoodless. Nobody ever came to me in my 25 years as a pro makeup artist and said, I want my eyelids to stand out. They always said, I want my eyes to stand out. So we are putting the focus on the whites of the eyes to the iris, and where that is the greatest focus or the greatest contrast on the face, that is where people cannot help but to be locked in. It's just how we see the world. We see the world through contrast. Now I'm going to add back in just a little bit of that blush onto the inside corner of my eyes, just to give a little bit of talking to the eyes and the cheeks. So when you use a color more than once, it makes your face look a little bit more cohesive. And now we're going to do our bronze cream shadow. I'm going to take, watching the time disappear right before my eyes. So we're going to take a short stubby brush and roll that in this bronze cream shadow, and this is really going to serve instead of eyeliner to really define the eyes. You can see there it looks like I have on eyeshadow, it looks like I have on eyeliner, it looks like I have on mascara, just with that little bit of bronze cream shadow. I found in my 25 years that bronze smoky eyes looked great on everybody, and this is definitely the color that I found myself using the most often. So now we're going to do lips. I'm going to use a dark nude liner to line my lips, and then we'll put on some lip gloss. The lip gloss was our very first product about 2 years ago. We debuted it right here on TikTok Shop. And I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to use all of our products within 10 minutes. I definitely go back in and add mascara, but I'll be honest with you, some days I don't even do mascara. And here you go. This is the full look from Science of Pretty.